Hi guys, it's Debbie with Debbie J's Crafting Corner. Today I'm going to be making a card using the new, and yes, they are still new. They came out in December. The new Home Sweet Home collection by Becca Feekin from Spellbinders. This is actually two die sets, which it could kind of look like three. We've got the layered windmill etched dies, and there is the background. So we've got the background piece, then we've got our quilt piece, and then we've got all of these little inlays for some intricate die goodness there. So we've got that one, and that does make a larger card. You can make a square card with it, and it measures... This is about 5 1/4, so it would be great for a 5.5 by 5.5 inch card. And I typically do A2 size, so I'm not sure if I want to use that one yet. I know I will be using that in the future because it's just too pretty. And look at the pretty design in the center. I think that is gorgeous. The other die set that I've got is the French braid and hexagon panels etched dies. So we've got this one, which I love, love, love the hexagons because it's all honeycomb and bees and yummy goodness there. And then we've got this one that is, don't really know how to describe it, but it says it's French braid. Actually, it does kind of look like French braid. It's been a while since I had my hair braided like that. But yeah, this would be really good for a couple of different cards. Mostly I'm thinking mini slimline, and the background measures about 2.5 by 5 3/4. So yeah, this would be great for using to create a mini slimline card. So I'm going to go ahead and start die cutting out some papers. I'm going to use a couple of different ones so that we'll have a little bit of contrast going on there, and I will be right back. So I'm using some press and seal to try to keep all of my pieces pretty much together so I can remember where I got everything from. And I'm going to go ahead and take off the outline. Now the die, let me just show you that real quick. It's two pieces, but if you put the two together, then you've got this little frame, and I decided, you know, I think I like that idea. So for this first card, I'm going to be doing this using that frame, because there are lots of different ways that you can assemble everything together. And I'm going to do the one that's in the darker colors by itself. It looks kind of cool. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue that down with some art glitter glue. And I also cut out the frame, the outside, that outside piece from some plain white cardstock. So I have something to put everything down on. And then since the outer frame is the same size and shape as my background panel, I can just lay it down there and then move everything around so it butts up against the edges there. And now that piece is all in place, and it's pretty much perfect placement. So like that. Next I have to decide how I'm going to basically put all my goodies down, because you could basically do any pattern you want, or you don't even have to go with a pattern. But I think it's going to turn out really cool. And I think what I want to do for some of them at least, is I think I want to pop some of those up on some foam, just to give it a little bit extra texture and dimension. So I think the easiest way for me to do that is just going to be maybe to put it right in place on the background. And in real quilting, I think, because I've never done it, I think in real quilting you kind of have to have some kind of a plan. I don't really have a plan. I've just got two contrasting patterns that are basically the same color, so I think they'll look nice together, but they'll also give a little bit of contrast. I mean, I could go back in and just do all pineapples on this one since I've got that other frame. I might do that, but I haven't 100% decided. Okay, that looks kind of cool. And another thing, all of our little dies have got a little bit of a stitching detail on the edges, so that is kind of cool too. I also went ahead and removed that outline from the other one to make it easier to get to all of those little bits. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put down all of the ones that are going to be the raised ones first, and then I can fill in with these. I'm going to do some offset with these, or contrasting color with these flat, I think. Or I may just decide that I like it just the way it is. We'll see what it looks like once I get these bits in. And I may decide that so that I can see the actual pineapple, I may just go ahead and fill in all of these with the pineapple pattern. Okay, I do know that I want to have these little guys be a contrasting color. So I'm going to come in with the pieces from the striped pattern to go in there. So let's go ahead and do those for those other raised. Okay, there we go. So next, do I want to go in with the pineapple or do I want to go in with the stripes? Kind of think it looks good the way it is, but I think I want to go with the pineapple. Or at least to start, let's do this. I'm going to go in with these other pieces in the center with my pineapple pattern and see how that looks. I am basically making this up as I go along, guys. I mean, that's one of the fun things when you're playing with paper. You can do so many different things. Your imagination is your limits, and you do not have to make up your mind and decide before you get started. I'm one that I really believe in the whole seat of your pants crafting mentality. And not just because I don't make up my mind. I mean, if I waited until I knew exactly what I wanted to do, I'd probably never get anything done. And like I said, I have not done any quilting myself. I have not done that. I have not done a lot of sewing in general. I've done a little, but not a lot. But if I'm right, I think the way that it usually works is everybody makes a square or piece or whatever. You do your stitching on your bit, and then you arrange them whichever way you want to. And sometimes you have a design, but sometimes you don't. Some of the quilts that I've seen, they're beautiful, but they don't seem to have any kind of pattern, period, in the entire thing, right? So if there are any quilters out there, I would love for you to put down in the comments for my knowledge, and for anybody else who is double checking all of the comments down there. Let me know if you do any kind of quilting. Do you start with an end in mind, or do you just wing it? Because that's kind of what I do with a lot of my crafting. Sometimes I have an idea, but a lot of times I don't. And I just want to sit down and play and relax while I'm creating. Okay, so that does look kind of cool too. All right, well, we've got these pieces. We've got some check mark design that are all, excuse me, that are our pineapple pattern. We've also got check mark pieces that are raised, that include the little stripe piece in the center. So now I've just got to go in and fill in the blanks. So I'm going to start off down here with one of the stripes. And I'm just going to put things on there until I like the way it looks. And I don't really have a pattern in mind right now. So go ahead and put that one down. And then I think I want to put another one of that stripes here. I also want to make sure I keep all of my bits, because you know what? I can make a second card with this, because we've got all the pieces to make two out of this one design. And what's even more fun is you could always do more than just two patterns. Am I wrong? You could do more than two patterns and have a lot of different cards just because of what you chose to do your die cutting with. You can cut out as much or as little as you wanted. This time around, especially since it's my first time playing with quilting stuff, I wanted to keep it pretty plain, but still add a little bit of something to it. Okay, since I've got this piece here, I'm going to put the other kind. I'm going to put my pineapple pattern down here in the corner. And then I think I'm going to have the rest of the design follow what I've just done here. Meaning I'm going to put the stripes, I think, in each of these spots here. So I think that's going to look pretty nice. Let me go ahead and add some liquid glue down. Okay, I think that's going to look pretty cool. Okay, and now we've got our completed quilt. So next I'm going to go ahead and create my card bases. I'm using the rest of the cardstock from where I cut the backside panel, and I did go ahead and put all the pieces on another piece, so I've got enough to make 2 cards. I'm going to score this at 3.5, so I'm going back it's like 8.5, so I'm going to score it at 3.5 because I'm going to have a 7-inch piece of cardstock here, and my paper trimmer in here doesn't work for 7 inches. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold that in half and burnish it down. And now I can, first off, mount this on there. I needed it smaller than that. But you know what? That is totally fine, because now I can just put this on there and then I can trim off the excess and we're going to be set. So the size that I actually needed, this is 2 3/4, so I needed a 3-inch. I needed to score at 3 inches. And I just need to make sure I've got enough space on the end here. So if you should have extra cardstock after you cut off the piece that you use for your background. So I'm going to score at 3 inches. Yes. Okay. 3 inches, and then fold against that score. And then we can burnish that down. And then I can bring out my paper trimmer and trim everything up. So I'll start with this one. This one, it should be cut at 3 inches right there. So there we go. And it looks like I've got a little bit extra, which means my fold wasn't exactly perfect, but that is okay. I will just trim off that little bit of extra, and it still should fit fine and give me a little bit of that border around the edges. So that's going to be good. So this one, I need to cut at 3 inches through both layers. So let's go ahead and do that. Cut that off, and now I've got another card base ready to go, and I've got a little bit of scrap that I can put in my bin to use for sentiments or something else. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and just adhere these down. After I figure out which direction do I want it to go in. Now my pineapples are this way, so I think I want it to go on here like this, with it opening this way. And I'm not 100% sure, do I want it to be a side fold or a top fold? I think with the pineapples, with that orientation, I think I want it to be a side fold. So I'm going to go ahead and add some adhesive on the back. This one, I glued everything flat onto it, unlike the other one where I've got some of it raised and some of it not. So with that, you could always put foam on the back if you want to. And since I've got about 1/4 inch all the way around, I'm going to just put it in place so I can trim off at 1/4 inch on the other side, and that'll be perfect. Or you could do it like that and put something else on the edge. But anyhow, there's a lot of options for using dies like this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this one down, doing the same thing. And my pineapples are facing this way, so we'll go Yes, because that's the tops of my pineapples. Okay, this one, it doesn't matter as much because you don't see as much of the pineapples. But I'm going to put that right about in the center there and leave that 1/4 inch all the way around. Bring back out my paper trimmer. And then cut off about a 1/4 inch. And a 1/4 inch comes to about where this ridge in my thumb guard is. So I'm going to say that that is close enough. Do the same thing with the other one. So now I've got 2 cards all ready for a sentiment. So I went into my sentiment or ephemera binder. This basically holds a bunch of the stuff that I have from past card kits that I haven't actually used yet because they come super loaded, right? And I think these little birdhouses are going to be just too darn cute. I mean, it does bring a little bit more white into it, but I think that is exactly what this needs. This is my flat panel, so I'm just going to add some liquid glue to the entire back of this. And I think I want it right about there. And then there is this lovely sentiment that says Beautiful Dreamer. And I think I want to put some foam on that. Yes, I have to have foam on pretty much everything, right? And my foam is about the right width. So that is perfect. I'll go ahead and just put that on the back of this little guy. And then I'll just add that right down there. And now that card is done. I can take some of my stamps and stamp a nice sentiment on the inside, and I think that is just lovely. This one, we do have those raised bits, so I have to be a little bit more careful about where I put my glue. Of course, if I put it over the entire thing, the places that don't actually touch won't adhere, but the glue will dry clear, so there's no big deal with that either. So I do want to make sure it is touching in enough spots so it doesn't come off. So here we go. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this sentiment, except I'm not going to need to pop it up because it's already going to be popped up a little bit with the background that's popped up. Okay. Okay, here we go. And I think I do like the way that it looks. Let's see, do I like it? I think I like it looking with it overlapping just a touch, so I'll do that on this one as well. So that's going to finish up these cards using the French braid and hexagon panels etched dies from the Home Sweet Quilt Collection by Becca Feakin. You guys have a wonderful day. Remember, if I can make it, you can too, and these are super easy. They just took a little time to just glue all the pieces together. A lot less time than you spend actually quilting anything like this. But you guys know that if I can make this, you can too. Check out this playlist over here to see some more projects where I'm using wonderful, wonderful Spellbinders products. And y'all have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.